So we got the mentorship program, which is $15,000. Now, my email address is below, and what I'm going to send you is a questionnaire that you must fill out before we get into any conversations. Also, the King program, $3,000, or you can sign up for the payment plan. That link's below. All right, so let's talk about selling and whatnot. This is the third day. Yesterday, we didn't make any sales. We One of the things that is what's going on with whatnot is technical issues. The camera had to get the camera phone set up correctly, had to put the charge on it. You cannot do whatnot we're doing like 12 hours a day. So we have to have the camera powered up. That was the first issue that we had to solve. Second issue we had to solve was with shipping. And we've come up with a unique solution. Everyone that buys something, write their name on the baggie, slide the jewelry in the baggie, and then it makes it just easier to ship. Shipping takes literally 30 seconds. Now, this is one of the things that happen with shipping. I bought a special printer that has labels, but they don't work with WhatNot at the moment because when they go into WhatNot and to pull up the shipping profiles, it doesn't match. So essentially, I had to go out and get a regular printer, print up the printing labels, cut them to size, and then tape them onto the package. So that's another thing that happened. But today is a sign of good things. We had one customer spend $110. There are going to be days in the future where we're going to have like 10 people, 15 people who do the same thing because we're selling top-notch jewelry. We're selling a lot of stuff that no one else has, and I'm in a really good position to get some high-quality stuff. So this is just the third day, and this week I really didn't have a lot of expectations since we're just getting. We have new staff. We're training. The first person, she's getting better. She's the one that made the five. She sold 8 things today. And what's going to happen as we move forward, we'll get to 300 items per day. And that's why you got to sort out the shipping stuff. Because here's the thing with the shipping. Whatnot does not pay you until the item is delivered, until you have 1,000 sales. So right now we've got maybe 20 sales, so we're 980 away from that 1,000. But what I'm expecting is this is the first week. Next week's just going to get better. Then the week after that, that third week is when we're going to really see a lot of traction. There's a lot of people who try to sell on whatnot. Now we're not doing dollar starts. That's a recipe for disaster. Some of the jewelry I have, my most expensive jewelry wholesale cost is $90 per item. I would be crazy to put that at a dollar bid. And this is something else too. You have a lot of people on whatnot who are real savvy, and they'll ask you questions like, would you weigh it? How much does it weigh? Or they'll ask, is that for sale? And I had someone offer me $25 for an item that cost me $50 wholesale. Offered $25. So one of the things that you'll see is, and this is something I noticed when I used to do garage sales and stuff, people will always ask about the stuff that wasn't priced or hidden away so they can score a good deal. So that's one of the things that's happening, I see. Now, this week is going to be kind of rough. Next week's going to be rough. We're the second person, this is her first day. The first person, she's worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the third person comes in Saturday. And then the third person, what we're going to do is TikTok sales next week, next evening. So it's going to be a lot. And I think the TikTok sales are going to be different. But once again, payment. Now with whatnot, depending on where they are, you get paid within a week, 7 to 10 days. And then with TikTok, I don't know the exact payment date, which will be critical because once we get zooming, I expect us this week, we got 20 sales. Next week, we'll probably get 100 because, the stuff is getting dialed in and people understand what their role. And then that's third week, I think we'll do like 200. And then that fourth week, we'll do like 300. So the last 2 weeks of the month, we'll get halfway. We'll be more than halfway where we need to be. Because once we get 1,000 sales, once we print up a shipping label, we get paid. And that's the thing we got to work on. So What I'm looking at, February is being a critical month because what I'm going to do, this is just the first WhatNot chain, or the first WhatNot economic engine. And then we're going to do vintage. That's going to be the second economic engine. And then I'm going to get back in the storage auction business. Now, the storage auction business is going to take money to get back into. I'm looking at 150,000. Got to buy a 25-foot truck. Got to buy an NPR. You've seen the truck, the NPR Isuzu. It's the city cab truck. It's a truck with a flat face, and it's 16 box on the back. That's going to be the delivery truck. Today I had a conversation with a high-end furniture distributor. Then I can go sign up with Titan Importer. I can go sign up with Coaster. I can sign up with a lot of other people to get rolling. So it's really, really busy. And this is the importance of having employees. Yesterday, my friend, I bought him a washer and dryer for Christmas. It got delivered, and I had to be at his house to make sure it would be delivered properly. So I did that yesterday. I started a new LLC, and I went to the bank, got a bank account for the new LLC. So I did all that, and I wasn't here. And once again, my expectations for the first 2 weeks, I'm not really expecting a lot of money because this is the week we're training. This is the week we're setting up systems. This is the week we're figuring out some stuff. But I can tell you, you do not get paid from WhatNot because I saw it. It's like we get paid once the item is delivered. Then we get paid. And then once we get 1,000 sales, then once we print up a shipping label, we get paid the next day. So this month is going to be a proving month. But one of the things that happened, give you an example. One item that I sold for $30, my wholesale cost was 18, plus minus the WhatNot fee. So we make $8 on that item, which is really good for WhatNot because you have a lot of people in there who are doing dollar starts and they're actually losing money. They're losing their ass because they haven't actually figured out a way how to do WhatNot. But we had one person spend $110. This is our third day on WhatNot. And I guarantee you, when we get to week 4, we're probably going to have someone who's going to drop 1,000. I'm serious because one of the things I'm doing is getting really, really good jewelry. I'm curating and I'm making more relationships. So I have 1, 2, 3 people that I can buy silver from. A lady today, she gave me a good deal. And then one of the things I'm gonna do is kind of like start blowing some stuff out because my expectations are, you know, I've got money on tap to pay my staff for weeks. So the money to pay them doesn't have to come from the business because we're still amping up. But what I expect is the first payday is January 16th. Then the second payday is going to be, I'm thinking, first of first of February. So that's easily covered. And then we got some other stuff that's going on. But there's a lot of people on YouTube who are talking about selling on WhatNot. Their biggest issue, supplies. They're going out sourcing at Goodwill and stuff like this. I did a sourcing run today. I spent $1,000. It literally took me 2 hours. And once we get it dialed in, because my goal isn't to be the cheapest person on WhatNot. My goal isn't to be the one who's selling stuff so people can go out and sell it for more. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Everything we sold, we made a profit after shipping. And there's a cost of shipping because you have your WhatNot fees, you have the cost of goods, and shipping is about $1.50 now. So let's go back to the 8 one. So really we're down to $6.50 once we factor in shipping. So there's cost. You really got to be on top of your cost. You just cannot be selling stuff and not know what your costs are. But I know even with WhatNot fees, the cost of shipping goods, the cost of goods, everything we sold, we made a profit. Now, I want you to think about this. Let's kind of fast forward to the end of February. End of February, we should be doing 60,000 a month in profit. And that's just the second month. That's just the second month. And I could say we could be doing like 60,000. So there's a lot that's going to go on with that as we build this out. So a lot of things are going on. But if you want to be part of the training, we have our first webinar Sunday. The link's below, and we're going to get into the AI income stuff. So go ahead and jump on that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.